train. It's okay, I suppose. Pretty tired, but okay. We're now approaching St. Christoph.
St. Christoph.
Yeah, so see at the back here. You can see, oh look, some track stuff. Won't be a long stop. Might just get out and.
Yeah, if you get out, I'll make sure you don't get lost.
You can see the train. So a few people getting off. You can see it's 3 carriages now. Bonjour.
Attention, ok, pardon. Ok, bonne journée.
Bonne journée, au revoir.
Yes.
Rodez, 11 hours and 55 minutes later, here we are. Here's a short little train, 3 carriages now. It's a small station, but it's a junction station, quite important. You can see it's got mechanical signals still. It's got a nice sort of hall. And it's our loco. It's the intercity version of the Class 75. It's not the old loco we were hoping for, but it's one we've never had before. So it's quite cool. And there's the units that we're going to have to take. A little bit later. And I thought there was a draisine over there. So, one thing that is worth noting is it's been a bit of a disaster actually. Our train to Toulouse has been cancelled. It was originally cancelled as far as Albi, where we would have been able to get a bus for the trip. But what happened is that it's now been entirely cancelled. We're going to have to take a train back up the line where we just come and basically kind of go back on ourselves, but then take another train down south to Toulouse, which is, it's okay, it takes just a little bit longer, but it's just something that we hadn't factored in, but it's an extra train. Yeah, so I think now I might go and try and find some coffee. So again, this is they're running the train round here, or they're doing a bit of a shunt because it's loco at one end and nothing at the other to drive it. So they're going to probably pull the train forward, reverse it, or they're going to just take the loco off and run round it. I'm not sure. Whatever it is, it's pretty cool. They still do this in 2024, given all the technology that's happened. This is sort of a very old, sort of traditional way of doing things.
bit slow.
We had some coffee and croissants, €10, bargain.
Bargain.
And our train has started up, which is good news. Where are we going? Where's the first? Captainac. And then we're changing on got about an hour there, I think, haven't we? And we're then taking a train back down to Toulouse. You can see it's really cold here because all the cars are iced up. But luckily there's no wind. And the cold's quite good because it's kind of waking me up because I am flipping tired. But this is Rodez, a nice station from the front. So, really quite a grand station. And I'm quite glad that it's got a sleeper service still running to it because it's, you know, obviously an important place. And the sleeper had quite a lot of passengers on it. There's a nice guy called Jacques in our cabin who, when he heard about our plight with the cancelled train, he offered to drive us to Toulouse. Unfortunately, he was only going a bit later in the day, so we didn't take him up on the offer. Plus, we get the opportunity now to ride on some auto rails. Not as exciting as a loco, but it means that we might just about be able to catch the loco to Carcassonne. Yeah. There we go. So this is our first train we're taking. They did offer us a bus to go to Albi, but we didn't really fancy doing a bus. We've already done buses yesterday, so we're taking this train to Captainac, which is a auto rail. Get in. Bit of a trip update. We've been sitting on the train for like 10 or 15 minutes. We haven't moved. The driver and the guard are going out, sort of checking out the train. Like, there seems to be a fault with the train. Not sure what it is. But a bit nervous because we've got an hour change at Captainac. Are we going to make it? I don't know. I sure hope so. Well, we're moving. We got out of the station, stopped for a bit, and now we're going back towards Rodez. I think there's a problem with the train. Is it something to do with the brakes?
I think so. Some air.
Yeah. So, I'm not sure what we're going to do now. Society, what was it? As Tim said, the Society Nationale Incapable Affair or something. So, they don't know what the problem there is, but there's obviously an issue with the braking system. When we came back in, the train was kind of struggling. It was like fighting against itself to actually get to move just the sort of short distance of maybe 100 metres. Now the driver and the guard are like trying to problem solve it. The train was meant to go about 25 minutes ago, and we had about an hour's worth of connection time at our sort of connecting stop, Captainac, I think. We're sort of thinking now what we'll probably do is we're going to get the train direct to Toulouse, which is going to get in a bit later than our intercity train, which is the train we were booked in on to go to Carcassonne, and then we're just going to have to wait at Toulouse and get another TER service to Carcassonne, which means we don't get another loco, which is one of the reasons why we were kind of doing the trip, to get 3 good loco hauled services. But it's the SNCF, isn't it? The maintenance doesn't appear to have been done so well, so hey ho, at least it happened here and not in the middle of the sticks somewhere else, and we're back at a station which has some other services. So yeah, hooray, hooray. Finally on our way to Toulouse, and it means we're not going to get our loco service, but at least we're getting there, hopefully, and it means that we can get our flight home, which means we're not stranded in France, which will be nice. Yeah, going through the stopping service, loads of stops in rural France, really nice. Good weather too as well. Well, we've made it to Toulouse, and what a lovely sunny day it is. We ended up being, I think, 4 or 5 minutes late for the loco service we were booked in on, so we got about half an hour here before our next train goes back out. We'll probably have to argue with the guard a little bit to see if we can use our intercity tickets on the TER. But one of the real sort of rail sites for being in Toulouse is that they've got these two lovely old locomotives that are sitting here with the snowplow attachments on. I don't know if they use them anymore. The word is that they're withdrawn, but these BB 8500s are quite old. And the last time I saw one in these colours was at Austerlitz in about 2010. And also behind it you've got a 7,000 shunters. Look at this. Cracking. Final train of the trip. Wasn't what we hoped for, was it? A bit bland unit. But he's making up a bit of time. We're about to go off to Carcassonne. We've got an hour walk to the airport. In the sun. In the south of France. January.
Oui, parce qu'elle m'avait rien fait. Regarde, elle m'a fait juste un...
Carcassonne.
This is Carcassonne. Those are the last trains we took. Haven't been on one of those before. Right, nothing special. Now we've got an hour walk to the airport. Train's made up the time. It's about 10 degrees. The last co-rail train that we're probably going to see. Last vestige of grand travel in France. Probably soon to be consigned to the history books, but while they're still out there, continue to try and get out and have a ride on them. Assuming we can get there in time and we don't get trains cancelled. Right, let's walk to the airport, yeah? We're still alive. We're still walking. But I've done a kilometre since the station. Yes, my watch just said he's done a kilometre. We were going to walk alongside the canal down there, but it goes into a really, really deep cutting. It looks really lovely and inviting, and then you get past this bridge and there's like ladies' underwear and lots of really weird things, and then it got really overgrown, and it, quite frankly, it felt like someone was going to murder us. So we decided to walk along the road, and here we are next to the railway line, which is a bridge over the river next to the railway line, and I also counted I've got 5 things strapped to my body because I'm ridiculous. But this is it. Look at these steps. These are ridiculous, aren't they? They're meant to make it easier if you had like a pushchair or something. But like they don't really do that. And it's not really a ramp, is it?
No.
The railway. There's the main line.
Look, there's the yard.
There's the yard that we saw earlier with that 63-500. Can't see it just yet. Never know. It's actually quite difficult going down these.
Yeah.
But it does rattle. Threw me a little bit. So yeah. I think the fleece is going to have to come off. I'm sure you're all really sad about that. "44 minutes. 44 minutes from here to the station. We weren't going at breakneck speed. We went the wrong way at one point. 3.8 kilometres to here. And I say by the time we get to the terminal over there, that's going to be 4 clicks, isn't it? A few bits of no pavement. No problem. Had to take the hoodie off. I'm a bit warm. But yeah.
You wouldn't think it's January, would you?
No, you wouldn't think it's January. It feels more like spring. It's beautiful. There's the airport tower. This is about the same size as Limoges.
Coming this way round.
I'd say it's definitely smaller than Limoges. It's got an undercover car park though, which has probably got solar panels on it. Seems to be quite a common thing in Europe now, which is quite a good idea. Using the space, giving a bit of shelter and shade. But like literally there's not many spaces. So let's go and see what it's like. End of our trip, pretty much. A Lauda A320 going back. Probably going to be a bit late. It's going to be landing in some torrentially crazy weather. I understand it's going to be quite raining or windy or yeah, whatever. But it's going to be a really interesting one, whatever. Keep watching. We'll see. So that's going to land. It's a bit dark outside. You can still see a pinch of sun. Weather is potentially going to be really choppy and a bit shit, so we're going to see how that goes. So that could be quite fun. Wish me luck. Might be. You're right. He's going to have to go around. No, I think we might be okay. Well done.
Very well done, actually. Yeah, pretty good.
That was a soft landing as well, I thought.
Yeah, really soft. I was just thinking we were running way too far in.
I thought that was going to be a go round. Woo! Thought we'd done our last train for the trip. We've just landed at Stansted and we've got to wait it's a 5-minute ride to the passport control where, yeah, so you think it's all over. Well, it isn't. The other thing I'll note is that Lauda are a bunch of shit. I don't know, they're just shit. We took off about, what was it? Half an hour late. They said that the booked time that they had air traffic control clearance for was way later. And it was just like, and John couldn't get a cup of tea for, it was like, you know, you ordered a tea, it took them like 5-10 minutes and it took them an hour to even get to him. So, yeah, if you get a choice, don't fly with them, but unfortunately, we did book with Ryanair. So, yeah. See how good this one is, this last train. Last bit of the trip is the drive home. Not going to film that, it'd be boring, but it's about another, I don't know, 180 kilometres to go. So I think we did about 3,000 kilometres, 36 hours. I'm pretty tired. What did I think of the trip? I thought the trip was really good. I thought the sleeper was a really excellent thing to do. We spoke to the guy Jacques in our cabin and he was telling us that apparently it's really unreliable, but it ran really like clockwork last night. And as a place to go, it's Rodez is a nice place. You get there in the morning, it's nice, it's good. What didn't go so well was, I think, the flight on the way back. We were sat on the plane, everyone was ready to go, and this is the second time I've flown with Lauda. They always seem to substitute for Ryanair, but we were sitting there on the apron just waiting and we were not going anywhere, and they weren't telling us anything, and they said we had a slot at 5:25, and that came and went, and we went a bit after that, but the flight was due to leave at 20 to 5 or something like that. It was a lot earlier anyway, and it just felt like it was a bit of a shit thing at the end of the trip, you know, for them to sort of mess us around like that. It means we're going to be a bit late getting home. That's all right, no big deal there, but so I'm going to have a miserable dinner in the car before I head back while I'm waiting for it to charge. The wonders of having an EV. But it does give me a bit of time just to chill out and not do anything for maybe sort of another 15 minutes or so while I wait for it to charge. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video and some of the adventures. I might do some more if there's enough interest. And just sort of film some other bits and pieces. There's another trip planned in Easter to go to Strasbourg, and some more train related stuff there, but there's also, you know, various other trips coming up which I might be able to sneak a quick train trip on as well. But yeah, it's been a good weekend, done quite a lot. It feels a lot more than 24-48 hours. Yeah, it's been full on. I want to go back home and go to sleep. So, I wish you a good day.